video, I would like to talk about the decisions that men and women have to make in the context of interhuman relationships. I am going to focus upon the relationship between a man and a woman and not any other kind of relationship in this particular video. Well, as a man, one of the key decisions that is to be made is whether you are going to be polygamous on this planet Earth or you are going to be monogamous on this planet Earth. This is one key decision, and as always I advocate being very conscious about it and communicating well with your partner, and I advocate no dishonesty or deceit. Let's understand this. Only weak men find the need to deceive and be dishonest, not somebody who has substance. They do not find the need to be dishonest and they do not find the need to deceive other people. And once you do decide upon this, it is important to talk with your potential partners about your own life choice. As a woman, the decision that has to be made is whether you as a person are going to bask in the free attention, the sexual attention that is being thrown at you to various degrees, depending upon how good you look and depending upon how much skin you show on social media or in general while living life, or whether you are going to ignore the impulse to crave male sexual attention and you are going to focus upon building substantial things while you are alive on this planet Earth. And given the fact that most men on planet Earth are going to be readily available to most women as sexual prospects, if only sex is to be considered, are you as a woman going to be again polygamous in nature and hence have multiple sexual partners, or are you as a woman going to be dedicated to one single person and you are going to be monogamous in nature? The following is naturally going to happen irrespective of there being discussion and debate about it, because this is how humanity has evolved based upon the principles of physics and hence subsequently biology. Now, the next words are going to be very important. So it is important to realize what I'm talking and understand well, think about it, research about it, and grasp the truth value of the statement. Men are the gatekeepers of relationship and women are the gatekeepers of sex. So men with options and men with substance and competency are naturally going to gravitate towards women who have been sexually very, very conservative and who have been sexually very selective. Men wouldn't mind you being a monogamist and dedicated and loyal to that particular man whom you were with in the past. As far as the sexual history of women is concerned, that is still acceptable to a man who has high competency and hence has options with the opposite sex. And women are going to be naturally attracted to the best possible mate they think can be their life partner. This is how we men and women are, and if we understand, grasp and internalize the truth of what I have just said, then we have maturity in dealing with interhuman relationships. So let me elaborate upon when I say that women are going to be chasing for a relationship that particular man or those particular men whom they think are the highest SMV, sexual marketplace value man amongst the options that are available to them. This is going to happen naturally because naturally men are polygamous and women are hypergamous in nature. Via sociological conditioning and individual psychological self-conditioning, It is possible that the man behaves monogamistically, and it is possible that the woman behaves isogamistically. I'm talking about how nature works first, and then what choices we make as individuals. So this is what is naturally going to happen. So given the fact that this is the state of nature, men have a choice to make whether to be monogamous or polygamist, and women have a choice to make whether to be hypergamous or to be isogamous, and about basking in the attention that is freely, sexual attention that is freely thrown their way, and about maintaining a sexual history wherein they have had a lot many sexual partners, or choosing relationships very carefully and being only involved with the person whom they are in emotional attachment and actually a relationship with. Based upon women's decision to crave attention, based upon women's decision to behave sexually, men are naturally going to either choose them for a relationship or not choose them for a relationship. And men are naturally going to gravitate towards those women who have been sexually conservative. This is how nature works. And why does nature work like that? So obviously there will be exceptions. I'm talking about the up to 3 standard deviations in the central limit theorem of this particular Gaussian distribution. So all humanity lies on a spectrum. What does that mean? Different peoples have different choices, and hence obviously there are going to be exceptions, because this is quantum mechanics at play in sociology. Quantum mechanics is probabilistic, so sociology is on a spectrum. Essentially speaking, all possible outcomes are possible. Hence there are always going to be exceptions. We are here talking about the majority of the people. We are not quantizing what the majority is, but the majority of the people is what we are talking about. There will naturally be exceptions as well. So as a woman, if you are sexually conservative, then there is a very high probability and very high chance that a man of substance is actually going to devote and dedicate his time, energy, and his relationship to you as a person. And similarly, as a man, if you are going to develop competency, be strong, be the focus of your life rather than making a woman the focus of your life, then strong women of character and substance are likely to choose you. There is no glory in a woman being sexually promiscuous, because sex is like air or water for a woman. It's plentifully abundant and very easily and readily receivable. All the female has to do is just say that she is sexually available, and 10, 20, 30, 100 people will be ready to have sex with her. So there is no glory for a woman in being sexually promiscuous. Similarly, there is no glory for a man in being dishonest about his intentions and lying and deceiving any female. This is something that I really despise and really dislike, actually speaking. Men need to develop substance, and men need to be very truthful and honest whether they are going to be monogamistic or polygamistic. So essentially speaking, what the world needs to do is communicate well with each other, and communication is going to be extremely key over here in order to be successful in interhuman relationships. This is how things are going to work. Men need to choose amongst monogamy and polygamy, eventually speaking. Initially, maybe they'll fool around in their teenage years or in their early 20s. Later, if they are going to choose relationships, then they have to choose monogamy or polygamy. This is one particular important aspect that men need to choose from. And women need to choose whether to bask in the sexual attention or ignore the sexual attention and focus on building something substantial. That is the first choice. And the second choice is whether to be sexually promiscuous or whether to be sexually conservative. If they are sexually conservative, then nature is naturally going to reward them with the attention time relationship of a man of substance. This is what will naturally tend to happen. Women also need to understand that their best years, or the years wherein they have the highest amount of value, is early in life. They are born with the value. It is up to them how they are able to preserve the value. So essentially speaking, the years from 18 till 23, 24, 25, these are the best years for a woman. And women at the age of 30 or 31 approximately do hit the so-called conceptual wall. And because of hitting the wall, suddenly sexual attention and admiration decreases for a woman. And if you have not built something of substance, and if you have not built up a relationship with a high value person till this age, then it is more challenging for you to do this at this age compared to earlier in life. So women of the world, the good women of the world, need to realize this. They need to introspect and understand exactly what they want for themselves, and based upon what they want for themselves, they should actually chase it. Another important thing to realize for a woman is that as a woman, you are probably going to be more emotionally mature than your average male counterpart. Just as a man, he is going to be probably stronger than you physically. So there are differences in sexes, and you need to be emotionally mature and understand his biopsychology. Similarly, the man needs to understand the woman's needs and her biopsychology, and that is how that particular couple will function well. So here I would again like to repeat that communication between the couple is going to be the key. What I would like to postulate over here is most friction incidents, or most of the reasons that have to deal with friction in any particular relationship, have to deal with dishonesty and not being true to who you are biopsychologically. So essentially speaking, the man has promised monogamy to a woman, and then he is trying to sneak around, trying to flirt with other women, trying to talk with other girls. This is one aspect of it. And similarly, the woman has promised isogamy and monogamy with respect to that particular man, but she is giving into her own impulse of being hypergamistic, and in spite of being with her own partner, she is again trying to talk with other people who are potentially more thrilling, more enjoyable to talk with for her. So it is important and it is very crucial that people are honest with each other, and it is crucially important that men realize how women's nature works and women realize how men's nature works. Because of this particular aspect, we as humans are going to be able to communicate better and connect better. If we understand each other better and if we communicate with each other, then biological imperatives that are naturally clashing can be subdued, and via communication there can be deals that emerge and understandings that emerge that are going to make sure that none of us is hurt in any kind of relationship. Women also have to curb, along with sexual attention and being less promiscuous, in order to be more suitable for a relationship with a man of substance, a man who actually has options, the man whom you as a woman are going to respect. Women have to actually also curb their own hypergamous nature. If they are able to successfully do it after they are in a relationship, if they are able to understand that hypergamy is a potential threat to their own relationship, and it is risky to try to get to be with somebody who is of a more social stature for their present relationship. If women are able to do these things, then they have a recipe for success and happiness in their particular relationship if communication is well maintained with their partner. Similarly, a man, if he develops himself and if he becomes a man of substance, has options, has competency, and communicates well with his partner or potential partners, then in that case, he is able to live a life with his head held high and with no dishonesty or deceit. This is what I advocate, so that the men and women of this world are able to be happy in the relationships of their choice. Liberalism with perfect honesty, so that our partners have complete information that they require to make the appropriate choice of emotionally investing in our relationships, and hence are able to never feel hurt. Dishonesty is what is going to harm or hurt the relationship the most. Everybody has to be given complete information. Both parties have to be given complete information with respect to the sexual behavior of the other person, their partner, and based upon that, they should be allowed to make a choice. And the reasons for the sexual behavior are hidden in the biopsychology of men being polygamous and women being hypergamous in nature. So if a man has to be monogamistic, he has to sacrifice his sexual interest in other females. And if a woman is going to be monogamistic, she has to sacrifice her impulse to be hypergamistic. Now, whatever I'm saying is the truth. How well this truth is understood depends upon the intellect of the listener. We live in the information age. Information is plentifully available. I encourage everybody to think on their own behalf and conduct their own research in order to get as close to the truth I have spoken in this particular video as their intellect allows them to. And in this endeavor, I would wish all of us light speed.